Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Yeah, spackling compound. You know what I'm gonna do, don't you? Yeah. I had some gouge marks. See this one here? I've already put one coat on there, and I found a couple other spots. Whenever you do one spot, look around for some other ones. It's like, found one right there, and I also found one right there, even though I was only supposed to patch that. And then I looked around, and in the bedroom, lots of times, like if you have a closet door here like this, and this happens to close up against here, what happens is a lot of times is where your corner bead is, this will break out, and that's what happened there. And see, once that breaks out, this rubber end on the sliding closet door hits right there, see, like that. And after a while, it just digs a hole in there and breaks it all out. And once it breaks it out, this piece here then starts hitting the wall right here and down at the bottom. I did a patch because this dug in. Okay, and so that's what I'm here for. And the key to this spackle, and incidentally, I'm using spackle that's wet spackle. This is heavy. It's not that lightweight spackle. If I would have put lightweight spackle on here, yeah, I would have gotten it on there, but the walls are smooth wall finish, and that lightweight spackle, I don't know if you've tried it or not, but when you use that lightweight spackle, there's only so smooth you can get it with a putty knife, and it looks kind of grainy, and sometimes it almost is like ready to fall out. You're like, is this stuff really for real? Is it gonna stick? And so when I'm doing small little patches, maybe instead of doing quick set and then all-purpose joint compound, I'll take out some spackle like this. After it dries, then I can kind of scrape this down and lightly sand it, and then add a second coat of this, and then once this dries after that, I can sand this smooth as a baby's butt. That's what I like to do. So if you want to learn a little bit more how to do that, stick around. We're ready for the second coat. That's funny. I wasn't even going to do a video of this, and I thought, hey, why not? I could lightly sand that. I got just some sandpaper here. It's actually a drywall sandpaper pad, you know, for a sanding pole. And I've just folded it up. It's an older piece that kind of broke and ripped off, and I'm just using that for my sandpaper. Now, if you want, you can lightly sand this, and I hardly have to really do any because I've got the first bit on there fine. Okay. Yeah, you're just gonna have to bear with me. This wall is about the same color, isn't it? Okay. So I'm gonna get my lightweight spackle out, and it's wet. Boy, I thought I had this. You know, I had this all cleaned off of here. I must have tipped the little container as I was walking with it. It's wet, see? It's that thick, wet stuff. It's heavy, and I just, you know, if I use that lightweight spackle, I just can't get it smooth. Now, lightweight spackle is pretty good, like if you have a textured wall or something. Okay, this stuff here is for making the wall nice and smooth. Okay, and if you think you're going to put this on in one coat, you're kidding yourself, depending how deep your gouge is, because this stuff is going to shrink a little bit as it's drying. Let me get in over here, right there. That's why it's good to put 2 coats on there. And I had to let the first one dry, and it didn't really take me that long. I might have let it dry for an hour or so. Your existing conditions may vary, so don't take my word exactly for it. See, with the second coat, it covers nice. If you got any questions on the second coat, if you got an indentation just a hair deep, you can always put it on just a hair thick, And then we can scrape that off with the putty knife after it dries, just a hair, or we can sand it off. You know, scrape off a little bit and then sand off a little bit of it. Let's see, there's that bit right there. And I'm hoping this will cover with the second coat. In fact, I made it just a slight hair sticking out so that I could scrape some off, because this was deep. Now see, that I just took a little bit too much off. Because that one was deep, it was, maybe it's not dry 100%. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'm not really going to concern myself with it, because it's plenty on there. I'm going to put some more on, and then after this dries all the way, I can lightly scrape it if I feel any high bit, or I can just sand it. Okay. Main thing is, on my second coat, I really am trying to get any indentations covered all the way. Okay. It looks way better than it did before. And now I gotta get up there and do this one here. I'm gonna resituate this a little, like that. Just feeling it to make sure I've got most of it off. Any high bits. Yeah. And virtually everything goes away on the second coat. If you got a question, add a little bit more. You get her smooth. We want this as smooth as we can. If you want, you can leave it just hair high. Okay. Now, to get down here, anyone can do this. I am not a professional painter. I am not a professional sheetrock drywall person. Yeah, this one was just a hair thick too, and I can tell it's still a little wet, but it's gonna be okay to go over, because I have enough on there, and it's not, I don't really think it's gonna shrink anymore. The worst case scenario, after that dries, you can look at it and sand it, and if you think it needs a little bit more, hey, put on a little tight skim third coat if you have to. It's alright, not gonna hurt anything. You can't really mess up with this stuff. Okay, there, that's all we're gonna do for the time being, and we're gonna let that dry. So next time you need to do a patch, you know, small little patches. Think about this, the wet spackling compound, and you thought that lightweight was the way to go. I use that once in a while, but hey, if I really have to use spackling compound, this is the stuff I want to use. Hey, just one last thing. When you store your Sharpies, don't face them straight up, okay? Because then the tip's going to dry out. I always push them down. See, I've got another small little felt tip pin in here, and a construction pencil, and then I just take that and put it upside down. And I usually carry a pin in there too. And here's my pin. This is my emergency pin, because my other pin went out, and so I've got to get another pin, because it's always good to have stuff like that, okay? And then same thing with my monster Sharpie right here. I'm still going to put that upside down. You know, I like to keep all the fluid down towards the bottom so I don't dry out the tip. There's a tip for you.